this is an extension of a previous video which we have seen. If you have not seen the previous video, just look at the description box where you find a link to see the previous video, so that you will find this video more interesting and you will understand the concept more clearer. Okay, now let's start with the voltage division, which is voltage division rule, which is similar to that, whose expression, that is just not similar, whose expression, the final expression is similar to what we obtained in the last step, right? So now let's start with learning about voltage division rule. Now to learn voltage division rule, we have to consider a circuit which contains a voltage source, which is V, and two resistance, that is R1 and R2, whose potential drop is V1 and V2 respectively, and assume that current I flows to the circuit. Right now, you know that according to KVL rule, that is Kirchhoff voltage law, here considering this circuit, that is considering this circuit as a closed loop, we can say that here in the closed loop, the source voltage will be equal to the potential drop across its elements, right? So V will be equal to V1 and V2. This is according to KVL, that is Kirchhoff voltage law. Now using Ohm's law, that is V is equal to IR. Here V1 will V1, that is potential drop across the resistance R1, will be equal to I, that is current flowing through the circuit, into R1, and V2 will be equal to I into R2. Now obtaining the expression from V1 and V2, we can get the current values, that is V1 by R1 and V1 by R1 and V2 by R2. Both are equal to the current I which is passing through the circuit. Right now, substituting the equation 1 and 2 in the KVL, in the first step, what we obtained, we get V is equal to IR1 plus IR2. Now taking I as common, we end up getting V is equal to I into R1 plus R2. Let us mark this equation to be equation number 3. Now substituting this equation, that is equation 1 and equation 3, we get V is equal to V1 by R1 into R1 plus R2. Now we have to get the answer for V1, right? So V1 will be equal, taking R1 to the numerator and R1 plus R2 to the denominator, we get V1 will be equal to R1 by R1 by R1 plus R2 into V. This is the voltage drop across the resistance R1. Similarly, substituting equation 2 in equation 3, we get V2 is equal to V2 by R2 into R1 plus R2. Now in the similar way which we did in the previous case, taking R2 to the numerator and R1 plus R2 to the denominator, we get V2 will be equal to R2 by R1 plus R2 into V. Now to remember this formula, this is similar to that what we have seen in the previous trick, right? Here V1, resistance voltage across R1 is given by R1 plus R2, right? That is similarly V2 is given by R2 divided by R1 plus R2. This is what we have to remember for voltage division. Now let us understand something. Let us understand how to find whether it is a series circuit or a parallel circuit. Now as you all know, the current in the series, that is the current in series, is always constant. Current in series is said to be constant, right? Here, as resistance R1 and R2 are connected in series, the current flowing through R1 and R2, that is I, remains constant. It is how we solved this problem. That is, we proved that V1 is equal to R1 by R1 plus R2 into V, and similarly for the second case too. So, now, how to find whether the circuit is given in series or parallel? So for this, let us to find whether the circuit is in series or parallel, just keep your pen tip at the voltage source and move it around the along the circuit. If you come back to the same position where you started from without taking your hand, and it is said to be that the elements are connected in series. So in this case, I have closed the loop without taking my hand. So this is said to be in series. As it is said to be in series, the current I is constant. This is how you have to find whether the current is in there is a given resistance is connected in series or in parallel. Thank you.